What's up, everybody? Alright, so I got a couple more plants to plant today, and I figured I'd show you how I prepare the bucket. What I end up doing is drill a hole in the middle, and then I drill a couple holes on the sides, on then I drill one right on the side of each bucket. Try to evenly space them. This way. And that should be enough. We'll do it in the next bucket. See, this one has a hub in it. The other buckets I used to use did not. Try to get it as close to the middle as possible. It's going to be a hot one today. It's going to reach about 100 degrees here in the next couple of days or so. That's what they look like. Allow for proper drainage. I didn't show that in my other video, but that's what I do. And now I'll show you what I do next. So we use some river pebbles that I had left over from my landscaping. And I'll fill up the bottom with some of these so that it makes it harder for bugs to get in through the holes. It also keeps the soil in, and it allows for proper drainage. I won't waste them. No point in that. It also weighs the bucket down a little bit more so that in the wind has a harder time falling over. The buckets that I got from the wholesale club, they fall over a lot because they were pre-done, and I'm not really a fan of that. The past couple of times I've come outside overnight, I find my big tomato plant on its side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually probably tie the bucket to like a brick or something of that nature, so it doesn't do that anymore. And I'm not sure if it's wind or if it's an animal. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a mole or a squirrel knocking it over, but that's what the 22 is for. Anyway, now that we got that, let's put some dirt. So I cheat a little bit. Use Miracle-Gro potting mix. stuff works wonders. Make sure it goes in there nice and good. Try not to waste too much of it. It's got a lot of good compost in this Miracle Grow. It's also self-feeding. It has the self-feeding granules in it. Now I know in a real shit-it's-the-fan situation, you're not going to be able to find this. But it's a very good starter soil. So for now, I'm using it. But in a real situation, once the soil started, excuse me, you can use regular compost to help it all out. I try to settle it in there. I don't go all the way up yet. I probably go to the first drip to allow my having a space to plant the tomatoes or whatever you're going to plant. In this case, there's some bell peppers. So, let's see what we can do. And yes, I cheated a little, like I said, this year. I didn't grow them from seeds. I started late, so I had to go and do this. Break up the roots a little. And I'm going to... probably shouldn't do this, but I'm trying to get as much as I can in a small amount of space. So I am going to, not good. I'm going to put 2 different plants in the same bucket. So let's fill the rest of this up. Good old sweat in the eye. You can't beat that. Can't see a darn thing. Let's move this out of the way. I make more of a mess than anybody I know. So. Down a little bit, not too much. Now, what I'm going to do, so I know which one's what, put back their little instruction sheets and description. Now what I have are these stakes. I like to stake everything, even if it's not a plant that requires it. Just so that the plants have a little bit more support. There you have it. Bell peppers planted in a bucket. Now we'll work on my cherry tomato plant. I'm not really sure it's a good idea to transplant these bad boys in 100-degree weather, but in a real situation where the shit hits the fan, I might not be able to dictate a time or a place or a weather condition that it may happen. So we learn from our mistakes, so let's see what happens. Last year was a pretty big mistake. Hopefully this year won't be so much. Let's get our tomato. What's cool about these tomato plants is they actually come in pots that are made from manure. So as disgusting as it sounds, when they biodegrade, they actually will help feed the plant. So what I gotta do is cut off the wrapper and rip off the bottom part of the cut the wrapper off here like this. What you do is you rip off the bottom part, half of the pot, just leave it inside there, expose the roots. Alright, put that bad boy, well, it's still probably a little too low, so what I'll do, gotta put a little bit more dirt in there. Build up the level. Alright. Take out little man here, push him in there, and start filling it up with dirt. Get your hands dirty, it's easier and faster. Making a mess. That's what I do best. Alright. Press them down in there a little. Not too tight. These in there. Now we'll take our steak, put that in there good, and he is done. He is ready to go. Alright, so now it's time to water them, and in this kind of temperature, if you get the leaves wet, it's a bad thing, they'll burn. So what I'm going to do is have my daughter water them. Good. Water around the base, not the leaves. Get it everywhere, but around the base. Put the whole thing in there. Don't be afraid to put it all in there. They need a good, long, thirsty drink. Alright, leave it right there and pour it all in nice and slow in one spot. Now stop, go behind it, and leave it there and pour it in. There you go. Now what all that water will do is it'll get to that pot that was in there with the compost, and it'll start it rotting and turn it into soil, and the plant will get fed by that and the fertilizer that's in the Miracle-Gro, and we should have some good results hopefully this year. Alright, now we got to do the pepper plant. Yep. No, you can leave that in there, it doesn't matter. Need to know what kind of plant we have. Get a good soak. There you go. Keep doing it. Don't get it on the leaves. There you go. My tomato plant there keeps getting knocked over, so I'm going to have to do something about that. I think I'm going to tie that down. Alright, till next time.